Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the In My Era podcast. I'm your host, Haley Sasso, and we are here today on Friday. You're listening to this on a Saturday. And before we get into it, I just want to say that this episode has no real direction, nowhere truly that I want to take it. I just wanted to have an episode where I just sit down and talk to you guys and I don't know, just maybe give you a little life update on how I've been feeling, who I feel like I am at this present moment, how it's all going. I want to start off by saying that my overall state of mind right now is very calm and relaxed and centered and peaceful. I just had a really peaceful morning. I taught my 6 a.m. yoga sculpt class and then went and got coffee. Exhibit A, and then I went for a run. And one thing that I've been really excited about is that I've been getting back into running, and it's been a long time coming. I don't know if you guys know, but I used to be really, really big into running. I've run 2 half marathons before, and running has been a form of therapy for me for a couple of years now, but for the last year or so, I have had absolutely zero motivation to run. And when I do run, I just feel like dog shit. Like I despise it. And recently, I found my love for it again, which has really been awesome because I forget just how good you feel after. Like, it's unlike any other workout that I do. And I do a lot of other workouts, but I feel like running really brings me to center. You know? Did you just hear my stomach growl? I don't know. I hope you didn't. But yeah. Anyways, went for a run, came home, showered, did a whole everything shower. AKA, I am shaved. I am plucked. I am a spring chicken. Okay? On this fucking Friday. What are my plans for the day? Might you ask? Well, I have work in 2 hours. And then I'm working for like 8 hours today. And then I'm meeting up with my friend group and we are all watching a movie together, a little movie night. And then I'll probably go to bed. So it's pretty chill. I feel like I'm in a reflective headspace because I turn 23 next month. And what's weird is that 22 was like the first year that I actually felt older. I feel like ever since I was a kid, I've always just felt the same. Like I feel like my brain has developmentally felt the same. My body's felt the same. My life, my relationships, like everything has just like felt the same. And this year was the first year where I kind of feel like something clicked in my head. And I'm not sure if it's actually because my frontal lobe is developing or if it's just because of life experience. I genuinely have no idea what it is. But this year was the first year where I felt like things just kind of chilled out for me mentally in my head. I feel like I've spent so much of my life fighting myself and battling my own mind. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I think anyone who's dealt with mental health and grief and just trauma within your childhood probably knows what I am talking about, but I just feel like my mind has been so loud my whole life. And then the first of the year rolled around, January 1st, and it was like something fused up here. And everything just kind of quieted down and got a lot more peaceful. And I've been trying to think about what it is that really changed for me. And I feel like it's so many things, whatever. Everything is always so many things all at once. But I think what it really boils down to is that I feel like for the first time in my life, I have come to understand what my own sense of true love and peace feels like. And that was like a really rocky, stressful journey for me to find, because when I was a child, love and peace didn't feel how it should have felt. Like my home life wasn't loving or peaceful. I didn't know what that felt like. And so I think because of that, up until this year, I have sought out the love and the peace that I have known, which is actually just chaos and instability. And fuck, I'm like, everything comes back. Everything comes back to romantic love. Fuck, bro. But for me, like, love teaches me a lot. So a couple years ago, I met someone and completely fell in love with them. And this isn't about that person or that relationship. It's about what it sparked in me. This person didn't show me this type of love. It was like they just ignited it within me, whatever the fuck. And I was able to feel like the purest, most true form of love that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And what was really interesting was that at first, like with this person, it was kind of like a tumultuous, rocky relationship, because this was like the deepest form of love that I have ever felt, because it was the most pure thing I'd ever felt. Like it was nothing like any love that I had received like from a parent in my childhood that I probably should have received, to be honest. Like that's probably the type of love that children normally feel from their parents, but I never felt that. So I felt that for the first time when I was like 20, 21. And it was chaotic because I didn't know what it was, and it was just blah, blah, blah. Big explosion, whatever. Things settled down. We split up. And I'm just left with all of this newfound love that I have within my soul that I have no idea where it came from. I have no idea what to do with it. I'm having like all these anxious attachment issues because I'm like, this love has to be correlated to this person. It has to mean something, because I didn't understand it. But I don't know. I feel like time went on. This year happened, and in January, I swear it was just like, it clicked for me that all of this love that I had correlated with one person had nothing to do with the person that I loved, but it had everything to do with the level of love that I have inside me and the type of love that I can give to myself and to everyone in my life. And I feel like it helped me reach this new level of creativity and inspiration and just peace. And I think that's where the peace comes in, is that I recognized that I have so much love to give. So much love. And when I give it to myself, not in like a selfish way, in like a nurturing way, like where I'm actually just genuinely looking out for myself. When I give it to like my closest friends and family, it just makes me feel so secure, which is something that I haven't really felt a lot in my life. And it's just been the most amazing journey, finding that level of peace and love within myself and security within myself, because it's made me realize that love isn't attachment. Like, love is not going to exist just within one person that you met when you were 18 years old. And love is not just going to exist between that one friend that you have. It's like love exists at an infinite abundance within all of us. And the more we give it out into the world, the more that we have to receive. And I don't know if that even fucking makes sense. I feel like I sound like a fucking book right now. But it just made me realize that everything is okay. Which maybe that seems like the obvious, but it's never felt that way. Things have never felt okay. Even when they've been okay, it hasn't felt okay for me. Until this year, where it's like, no, like everything is okay, because even when people leave my life, or if I lose a job, or if I'm stressed financially, I can always come back to this peace and love that exists within myself. And I think it's helped me see the world around me and people around me with more empathy. Not always. Not always. Recently, I found myself feeling kind of cunty, and I don't like it. But overall, I feel like it's filled me with so much compassion for the people that I meet on a day-to-day basis, especially the people who are difficult. Because I feel like I interact with them, and they're so difficult and just hard. And I just feel so much love for them because I just know that that's coming from something that they are experiencing within themselves. And I truly can't help them because we are all on our own individual journeys. But what I can do is still meet them with as much love and compassion as possible. And hopefully they can see the love and compassion, empathy within me and feel inspired maybe to find that within themselves. Something that I have also been figuring out this year is not reacting to certain things. Let's say you meet someone who is really, really, really fucking difficult. You're just talking with them and they are just coming at you, or their energy is just awful. Usually, I kind of would internalize that and be like, what the fuck? What's wrong with this person? Why are they such an asshole? What the fuck? And then it would affect me. And then they would walk away from our conversation and go about their life. But I would still be left with that icky, sinking feeling. And something that I've been trying to practice this year is just not reacting and not taking things personal. Because it's true that how somebody treats you is not a reflection of you. How somebody treats you is a reflection of how they treat themselves. And so if somebody treats you like shit, you can literally just be like, I am a duck. Let that roll off my back. I do not claim that energy. I don't claim it. It's like, I imagine them walking away and me being like, okay, I send you love. With love, stay away, protect my peace, but with love, just go away. And then I'm like a duck. We let it roll off our backs and we chill out. That has been awesome. Or if bad things happen to me, let's say something in my car breaks down and I have to go to the car shop, instead of being like, oh my God, I have to go to the car shop. What the fuck? I'm so stressed out. I've tried to just take a step back and be like, okay, I'm going to give as little mental energy to this as I possibly can. I'm going to take care of it, and then I'm going to move on. And I'm going to try my best to always divert my mental energy and all of my attention to feeling grateful and feeling happy and looking at all of the good, amazing things that I do have in my life, because there is so much good. That being said, sometimes it's necessary to talk your shit. But something that my best friend said to me today was, if you are venting about something in a safe space, with someone that you love and trust and care about, then sometimes, it's okay to just, get something off your chest or complain. But one thing that I've recognized is that what you give your attention to is what amplifies in your life. So if you're having a day where you're just complaining and you're pissed off and you're just blah, 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 yap, 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 more things come up, and then you're focused on the negatives of it. Versus if something comes up and you're just you know what? It's okay. It's all good. I'm gonna let it roll off my back and refocus my attention onto something good. Then when things come up, you still see the good. Does that make sense? On that note of what you bring your attention to, I had a really fucking weird dream last night. And I haven't had a dream that I can remember in so long. But I woke up this morning shook, in another little element. It felt like I woke up, gasped for air, I just had the worst fucking nightmare of my life. Basically what happened was I was basically journaling with a group of friends, but they were all people that I'd never met before, but like in my dream, they were my friends. We were journaling on like Sunset Cliffs. And San Diego people will know what that is, but to anyone who's not in San Diego, basically, it's just this cliff bluff against the ocean. And they're kind of dangerous because they collapse, people fall off them all the time, like they're just really, really dangerous. And so we're just sitting on like the cliff, like not quite at the edge, like a couple feet away from the edge, just journaling. And then one of the girls looks at me and says, "You only get hurt if you fall." And I'm like, what? Like I wasn't even thinking about falling off the cliff. And then all of a sudden, all of us were like 1 inch away from the cliff, like about to fall off. And I was freaked out, like immediately filled with so much fear. And I was struggling to climb up the cliff, like to get back up away from the edge. And as I'm like turned around towards the cliff to like walk up it, the girl behind me who told me, "You only get hurt if you fall," jumped off the cliff. And then I gasped. I was like, and then I woke up right as my alarm went off for me to teach yoga box this morning. All right? Okay. And we could say, all right, Haley, like dreams have no meaning. But no, I don't think that they do. And so this is me trying to decode my dream with you guys right now. Okay? Because like I said, I haven't had a dream that I remember in so long. And so I am choosing to give this power. And what I think that this dream is trying to tell me is kind of what I was just talking about, which is what you give attention to is what you bring into your life. So I was journaling with my friends. I was just having a good time journaling with my friends. I wasn't worried about anything. I wasn't stressed. I was having a good time. And then somebody mentioned something about falling. All of a sudden, my attention is on falling, and I'm filled with all of this fear. But none of that fear existed within me a few seconds prior when I was just thinking about journaling. Okay? So I think that what I think that's telling me is that I need to be cautious as to what I'm thinking about, because that is what is directly being manifested within my life. So that's one thing that I think this dream was trying to tell me. And another thing that I think that this dream was trying to tell me was that, like, it only hurts if you fall. And what I think that this is, from my own subconscious mind, is a way of me telling myself that in order to succeed, you have to be the one to jump. You have to be the one to take that leap off the edge, not out of fear. Because if you're afraid of something and then you fucking fall flat on your ass, like that shit, it hurts. But if you prepare yourself and if you like look at the path, like, okay, like if I jump off this cliff right here down into the water, I know I'm going to be okay. But if you fall off the cliff, you might not go far enough and you might fucking hit the rocks. Do you know what I mean? I think. I don't know. That's how I'm choosing to see it. I feel like there are some things in my life that I've been wanting to do, but I've just been so afraid of it that I haven't taken the leap. And I think that this dream was a really good reminder for me that I can create a plan and a path in which I take a leap of faith and I try something new. And the only time I'm ever going to feel really upset and disappointed in myself is if I let myself fall. And if I don't do it, and if I don't commit to it. And so it's important to not forget the fear, but to overcome the fear using your love and intention, because that will help you create the path that helps you land safely. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Getting older is just so interesting to me. And I'm really, really grateful for it, actually. Because I'm not saying that before this year my life sucked, because it didn't. My life has always been equally as good and wonderful and hard as it always has been. But this year has really I think, given me a lot of hope within myself and within the world to moving forward. I think this year has really inspired me to continue investing in myself and in my relationships with people. And it's reminded me that when you have an intention with your life and an intention with all of your dreams and goals, it helps keep you on track even when you feel like you're far from it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough to be successful because I feel uninspired, or I don't feel as creative, or maybe I need more rest at a certain point in my life. But it's important that I remember and that everyone remembers that slow progress is still progress, and you will still get there one day. Even if it takes a couple years, it's just about if it's actually what you want and if that remains to be your intention. Going into 2025, I had really no goals or intentions for the year. My goal and my intention was to just see what happens, to just follow my heart, follow my intuition, and trust that it will unfold exactly how it's meant to. Now we're at that midway point within the year. And at that point where I'm about to turn a year older and maybe set goals and intentions for the next year in my life, or maybe even just the next 6 months. And I still feel like I don't want to, in a way. I think the past 6 months have been some of the most present times I've ever been in my life. Like, especially this morning, I just felt so present, so here, so human. Like, stretching and like showering, like unloading the dishwasher, I was just in pure silence, just existing. And it was so peaceful because I think in this day and age, it's so hard to feel present because there's so much going on. And we're constantly being pulled in a million different directions with the media and with our jobs and with our friends and our families, and just this rabbit hole that we create in our own minds. And I think taking every single day, day by day, moment by moment, has been really healing for me because it's taught me that even when I don't feel like I'm doing a lot, I am still deserving of all of my dreams, of all of the love, of all of the abundance. Like my productivity does not equate to my value as a person. Even if I were to lay in bed for a whole day, doing absolutely nothing, seeing absolutely no one, I would still have the same intrinsic value as I would if I had a day where I just went and volunteered at like an orphanage. Like, what I am doing does not change my value. What you do does not change your value. How you are treated by somebody else doesn't change your value. You are always worthy. And I think a lot of times we don't value ourselves enough, or we don't understand how much value we have. We undermine ourselves by surrounding ourselves with people who maybe don't treat us the best, but they treat us good enough. Or we settle for a job that is similar, like good enough, but doesn't quite light us up because we don't feel like we are good enough. We don't feel deserving of that success, of that level of abundance. But I'll reiterate that living as much as I can in the present moment has really helped show me that we are worth so much. And we have so much love and power within ourselves that we freely give away when we get too wrapped up in outcomes and in trying to be a certain way. So I think my goal for being 23 years old and for the rest of 2025 at least is to just try and remain present and to try and remind myself and the people around me that we deserve so much and we are so loved and there is so much more potential for greatness and abundance than there is for lack. And it's true that once you find the love and the stability within yourself, that everything else will just fall in place. And what's nice is that you won't care about it falling into place because you'll already have that security within yourself that you know that you will always be okay, no matter how your external reality looks at any given point in time. So yeah. Interesting yap today. I'm feeling still just very present, reflective. Honestly, just feeling very loving. I just want to hug someone. I just want to gas someone up right now. So I guess I'll gas you up. God damn, you look amazing today. Your smile's phenomenal. And your laugh, you're just so awesome. You just light up the world. Okay. I guess I'll leave it there. Just know that if you're listening to this, I seriously am so grateful that you would give any time to hear what I have to say. I hope that something that I've said has resonated with you or helped you or made you feel maybe a little bit more at peace. Just a reminder that everything is working out exactly how it's meant to, and you're loved. I will talk to you guys next week. I love you. Goodbye.